Hey guys, today we're just going to be looking at how to break down a midfield block with a couple of different variations. It's important to remember though that this is a way of doing things and there are many different ways that we can break down a midfield block. Okay? So firstly, from a priority, we want to be able to get players into this blue zone where they can face forward and attack the opposition's back four. So throughout this presentation, the opposition will be pressing in a 4-3-3 with three midfielders, two wingers and one striker, and four at the back. Okay. In this situation, if our centre back can play that pass which breaks two lines of pressure to our striker, then happy days. Let's play that pass and ideally get someone to support underneath within that zone. And then once we're in that zone, we can look to break and get runners in behind. However, sometimes we're not able to play through to the number 10 there because of the density of the opposition structure. So in this case, if we can't play through them, we might have to go around them and wait for those spaces to open up. Okay, so from here I'll present three variations of how we can get players into that blue zone. Number one, having the fullback drop away from the winger to open up that space and disconnect the opposition's winger. Okay, our fullback drops and then that creates the space needed for our winger to get on the ball. Now, once our winger is on the ball, he can, depending on the amount of pressure, he can do a couple of different things. Okay, so first, if he's marked tight, then we need supporting options underneath. So whether that be the fullback who recognises it on the travel of the pass, or whether that be the ball side midfielder who comes in close. Yeah, in this occasion, it's the ball side midfielder who comes in close. Now, an important quality for the number 7 to have is the second actions after he bounces off. So once he bounces off, it's important that he can then attack that space in behind, which then gives the opposition's left fullback a dilemma. Does he go and attack the number 8 to try and intercept that pass, or does he follow his man? Now, if the winger receives the ball and is not being pressured as much and can turn face forward, then we can either go into 1v1 situation so that he can access the space behind himself, or he can potentially bounce someone, whether that be the 8 that comes in or even the 9 who comes across. In this situation, he's taken himself one-on-one, and then from there, let's get runners in behind to attack the goal. The second variation is being able to drive to influence. Okay, so it's important that the centre-back in this situation drives in a way that attracts multiple defenders. So the more defenders we can attract, the more space it can open up for our teammates. So it drives in between the winger and the ball side's opposition midfielder. And here we can play our winger who comes inside, bounces off to our fullback. Okay, now that can be a number of different scenarios where either 8 can come into play, or even the 9, or the 7 may even stay out wide. So there are a couple of different things that can happen there. But important that the main takeaway from that scenario is the centre back driving to influence the defensive structure. Third situation is the ball side midfielder opening up the passing lane centrally to our striker, okay, who, once that ball's played, can get someone else underneath to support. Now, if you can't open up that passing lane, right, can that centre back again influence the marker to create space for our ball side midfielder to receive in between lines? Brilliant. And there we get just a couple of different variations that looks at getting players in between the pockets so that we can attack and influence the opposition's back four and attack the space in behind.